Hi guys, my name's Andrew Pendleton. This is for our market assignment. So what I'm doing mine on is actually the oil production in America, well, the oil supply versus demand. So recently, and I'm gonna put a link to the actual article that I was reading on, but it's been all throughout the news for quite some time. So due to recent technologies, i.e., crude and shaling and fracking, have all increased our production, the US specifically, of oil. On top of that, you still have the OPEC nations that are trying to pump out all the oil that they can for global supply. But for microeconomics, I figured the US would be much more specific. So I actually have an article that's based on US demand. So there's a correlation between supply and demand when it comes to oil. Right now we have such a vast supply of oil because of the shaling and fracking industries in the US, as well as new pockets being found in the OPEC nations. Prices are drastically being cut. They're at the lowest they've been in 20 years. I believe on the West Texas Intermediate, it's down to about $44, $45 a barrel, which is astronomical. A lot of oil companies are actually kind of losing it because they're losing so much money. So, given the supply versus demand, the correlation between oil and consumption are very big. Oil price and consumption. So when oil prices decrease, supply increases. So because of this, both lines would actually shift on a productions curve. And the reason being is because the more oil you have at a cheaper price, the more demand is going to be met. People have actually started buying more cars because of such low gas prices. They're at the cheapest prices they've been in years, depending on where you live, because I know California, it's very expensive. And I apologize for not having a graph. I just got home from work and this is the best I could come up with. Couldn't quite figure out the PowerPoint for it. So both lines, supply and demand, would end up shifting upwards and outwards in a very equal point because you have a supply that's being met with a demand. Both are increasing, therefore both lines would actually shift to the right, outwards. So that kind of concludes my market assignment discussion, and hopefully I get something for it. Thank you guys.